The hero is among you. How about that? The question is have you realized? Do you see now? Do you finally see? As I've discussed, Jesus himself given mercy on the cross. Forgive them, Father, for they don't see. They don't know. What do they not know? What do they not see? Were they not seeing God? Were they not seeing God in him? Did they not see him for who he said he was? Did they not see him for who he came to be? He was among his people. He was among the people. And still his people, the people, did not recognize him. But the hero is among you. That will always be true. It has always been. But again, the question is, have you realized it? It's not a question. It's not really a question, is it? Is it? When actions speak louder than words. Who do you see to be your hero? Who do you see that you look up to? Is it anyone among you? Or is it someone in high seats? High positions? I'm speaking as a collective, generally. What if I told you that the hero was among you, one of you? What if I told you that they're not in those seats, they're in lowly places, dark places? Would you believe it? Mm. Would you believe that? And would you believe that person that was actually God sent, God himself, in a lowly position, in the darkest crevices? Would you believe him? Hypothetically, but this also has been reality because Jesus did come. But even if you didn't know Jesus, hypothetically, your instinct tells you what? You wouldn't believe. Because how could a God, I've spoken this, I'm sure I've spoken this, these words, these powerful words. But it's good to rehearse it. Why would it be hard to believe that a God could come down to earth and be among you? And looking around, we're not all in high places. We're not all in the light. But you'd hope to God that God himself would still see you, come to you, wherever you'd be. And you look around and you see that you're in lowly places, the darkest of places. So you tell me, because I could tell you, I've told you, I know this, but do you recognize it? Would you recognize him? Would you believe it? Because actions speak louder than words. Right? It's not really a question. No one's really asking. But just to think about it, just for it to be a reflection, maybe this will draw you back, give you a vision of your ancestors, of you, and what you do, who you are, who you've been. Would you believe so? This is not about, oh, you'd want so. You'd want God. You'd want God to come visit you wherever you'd be, because you're not always in your highest. You're not always in your best. Yes, but this is not about that, because if I add that into the equation, then you'll just say, oh, of course. But that wasn't the focus. The focus was, would you believe that God would come down here himself and reside in the darkest crevices, in the lowest places? Some people call it the slums, the ghetto, where people are too afraid to live and come visit. Or when they get money, they move from out of those spaces. This is physically considered one of the darkest places. But we know that's not always the darkest places, right? Because what it really comes down to is what's going on in the place or the space that is making it dark, or making it darker than this place or this space. Because let's remember, this whole world is full of darkness, right? Everyone is sinning. Everyone has sinned. It's happening in every which way, in this household, up that mountain, through that valley, underground, spiritual realm. It's happening. It's happened, right? So we can already know that alone, that this whole world is dark, right? Because there we are. Cheat code. He came into this world to be the light in the darkness. But that's not the focus. You see how he's telling us? You see how there's signs but what if we didn't have that? What if we didn't have signs, right? Hypothetically. And I was just to ask you plain and simple. Would you believe that a God that can choose to be wherever he could choose to be, go however, which way he choose, to believe that he choose to come into this world? You see how I've given you already so many clues? Because remember, this world is already dark. So he's already coming into a dark place. Amen. I'm already giving you the answer. I'm hoping you can figure this out as I'm giving it to you. Without giving it to you. Would you believe that a God would come into this world? Well, and then not only come into this world, but reside in the darkest places. Cheat code again. Why wouldn't he? He's already come into the dark place, a dark world, for a reason. Who he's coming for, that's the question. See, it's not about what you think it's about. It's not about them or him. It's about you. Do you know? Do you see? Do you recognize it? Do you believe? And if you can't believe in that, then you don't believe in yourself. If you don't believe in that, then how are you expecting him to save you? To save yourself? No, I'm just saying, now we know this. Now we believe. But once upon a time, if you ever thought, how could God ever choose to be around such a person that lives in such darkness, that's in just a lowly seat? They don't seem blessed. They seem very unfortunate. God must be, not pleased with them. When you hear talk like that, it doesn't sound logical. Because again, I've already said, everyone has sinned. But because you're in that big home, that better house, that better neighborhood, you're better? You're a saint? You see? The tree is turned upside down in this place. Things that are simple have become complex. Darkness makes you confused, doesn't it? Deception. Now, certain people move away from certain places because it seems better, sunny, brighter. But does it change the person? It just changes their environment. Whoever they are, whoever they've been, and whatever's latched onto them follows them, goes with them. So that bright and sunny side that they're on, that home, it's only as bright as they make it. But if they come with darkness, darkness will fall. darkness will follow. So to think that God would come into this world of darkness and choose to reside on the sunny side, the brighter side of things, from the appearance, when he says, I'm not in that place, I'm not in that building, I would initially be in a person, in a body. So that tells us again, it doesn't matter where you go. If you are who you say you are and who you should be, then there should be no problem. It shouldn't be no problem if you're in darkness, because God is there. It shouldn't be no problem when you move to maybe a better environment. No problem, because God is there. There's no problem if you're in darkness in a city of rats. If you're not a rat, you won't be affected. No problem. Because it doesn't matter where you go. If God got you, then there's no problem. Do you see? So, to believe that a God himself, coming from out of this world, coming from a world that we can only imagine, and we can't even comprehend. We don't even know. We don't know. But we just know he's not, he's the creator of worlds, but he's coming in this world. And so he's not looking at, okay, so it's raining over on that side of the world, it's snowing on that side of the world, it's sunny over there on that side of the world, so let me go where it's sunny. No. You see? No. He's made all of this. Rain, snow, hell, brimstone, like he's made all of this. Nothing is better than, none of these things are to be made better than the other. They're all equal. He loves all of them. So it's not just, oh, well, it's sunny over here, so that's where I choose to be. No. What is he looking for? He's looking for you. Amen? He's looking for you. He's not looking for a certain time of the day, certain place, certain weather, the way we humans do, to make a decision, to know where we're going, to know where we'd rather be. No. Because he can stop time, he can change the weather, he can stop, freeze it. You understand it? This is God we're talking about. He comes into this world. What is he coming into this world that he created for? He's coming for you. Where are you? You're his child. He's coming into this world. There's already a ruler in this world. And are you his child? Because if you're his child, then God is probably not coming for you then. He's coming for his children. Unless you want to come too, then okay. But he's coming for his children. His child. Amen? So he's like, carry on, carry on, do your thing, do what you've been doing. I'm coming for mines. I'm not my business. I'm not going to bother your children. I'm coming for my children. What's mine? Who I made a promise to. Who waits for me? Who calls on me? Who loves me? I'm going to come for them. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I won't bother nobody. Amen. God comes into this world of darkness, already knowing how corrupt and horrific it is and has been for his child, for his children. Already, he's prepared for you to come like a child. He's prepared for him to see the scars, the wounds. He's expecting it. Because he sent you into this world, just as he's coming back for you. There is a reason. He said, so what'd you learn? Report back to me. I planted you there. You're a plant. You're my ears. You're my eyes. You're my body in this world. You're my vessel. You're my temple. You're my safe space. You're my sanctuary. You're mine. Amen. God comes into this world. Nothing phases, will change, surprises him. And to think that he came into this world and no one recognized him. Why? Why? Because he was among you and you're in the darkest places? That must mean you don't see yourself as anyone that is worthy. That's the true reality, is it not? That is the true reality. Even if you can't totally agree with it, your actions, my guy, your actions have shown it. Because why wouldn't you think that he'd be among you? You'd say because, oh, well, I just would figure that he'd be, living comfortably. What does that mean, really? See, this is where we have to speak typical because it's the level of your understanding. This becomes philosophy because it opens your mind to other things. Don't be so close-minded. You need to see. Know to see. You know these things. You're just quick to answer these things. You know to see. Don't let your eyes deceive you. You know these things. Well, I just figured he'd be like, how the rich people are in this world. In this world, correct. People in this world, their ways. But this is God, my guy. This is God. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Listen, this is not man. And the way man would contribute to the people and his wealth, and if they even do, they don't. But I said God. And then you see, oh yeah, of course. He would definitely be among us. He would definitely. Why wouldn't he? He should be. This is where all that starts coming in. No, but it wasn't all that. So that should tell you something about your mind. You need to open your mind so that you can start to see, start to recognize if he ever was among you, then you would actually recognize him. not even recognize him, but believe him. Because if he said, I am Jesus, the Son of God, and you laughed in his face, you said, whatever, whatever, because what are you expecting him to be? What are you expecting him to look like? Why are you laughing in his face? Was it because he was just a carpenter, like just like us doing a regular humble noble job? Is it because he wasn't like no lawyer or tax collector or priest according to the worldly ways? Because he came into this world to teach them. He said, you don't sell and trade in my father's house. You don't take more than you need to from the people, tax collector. Not only that, but he was raised here, so they had a long time to know and get comfortable with it, but you know how that turned out. But the point that I'm making is, it doesn't even come down to, can you recognize it? Do you actually believe it? He didn't dress fancy. He had cloth, but you'd say, oh, it was like rags, sandals, nothing fancy. He told his followers, whoever was going to follow him, because of what he was going to do to fulfill his will, to fulfill the works that he was sent here to do, his father's works. So he's going to make his way and show the people, God was going to show the people through his son hope, belief, and all those things through Jesus, so that if you believe in Jesus, then you're saved, because believing in Jesus is believing in God. Seeing Jesus is seeing God. And God is able to work through Jesus for Jesus to show you what he can give you, what life can be, that he can heal you if you're sick. He can rise you up if you were dead. He can allow you to walk if you were crippled. He said there is a way through him, not through false prophets, not through false magicians, though they have this power and dominion. Don't be fooled by them. He came to preach to you, to teach you, though there are false teachers. And so that's why he trained, he taught, and his people followed him. So they became disciples of him to teach, to be actual teachers of him, actual prophets that he appointed. Do you see the difference? That yes, there is this thing of teachers and priests, but there's the false ones and there's the ones of Jesus, the ones of God. You would have to follow him. You would have to know his ways. You would have had to understand and see. You would have to follow him. So they became his disciples. And he said, feed the children. Feed them my word. When I'm gone, they have you. But they'll also have what the world is feeding them, what the ruler is sending out. And he's sending out his workers, his disciples, his followers, and they're becoming priests. And they're becoming people in high seats, right? Understandably, because his throne is here. Jesus said, if my throne was here, you would be in prison. Meaning this wouldn't be happening. You wouldn't have that authority over me. My throne is in heaven. And clearly we're left here. Don't worry about that. Don't even worry about what. Listen, that's none of your business right now. You can ask God when you see him. But to ask someone why, how do they know? They in the same pit as you. Stuck here just as you. I don't think that's like the focus we should be focused on, other than we're sinful. I think we should be learning. That's the thing. Learn. Let's pass our test so we can get out of here. But we're not going to get out of here if we're not seeing anything wrong with it. If we're just quiet. If we're just allowing this sin to prosper. I mean, come on. But you're wondering why you're here. No, you need to wonder why you're still here. You're still here. Even when he said he was coming back. You need to wonder why he's delayed. That's where you start to see, oh, he's delayed because of us. Yeah. Because of what? Because of what? Because of our works. What are we doing? Are we even working? Are we just asleep? Are we just drunkards? Are we just drugged up? Like, are we zombies? Like, what do you mean? Use your logic. Use your logic, grown folks. People that got PhDs, you see, it doesn't matter about a PhD. You see, it doesn't matter about an age. Because you got eyes and don't see. You got ears and don't hear. That's what he means. I will speak for the Father. I will interpret these verses if you need it. These preachers can't do it. And you see why. Because you literally have to have sight to see. And who gives sight to see? God. All these things are spiritual things. All of this is God's doing. And he blinds, he hides, he keeps things hush hush. And he gives and gifts to who he chooses. Amen. Just like how you right now can choose who you want and who you don't want on your team. Who you want to invite into your house, who you don't want to invite. Who you want to talk to, who you don't want to talk to. Who you like and who you don't like. You get to choose. And you've chosen. Trust me, we've all chosen. So why would it be any different? Especially if we're in this world to realize something. So many things to suffer, to sacrifice, to work, to survive. Period. Like, to recognize. To get to know oneself. To see who we are and to like build ourselves up if we choose to. Right? You come to realize this is the sort of person you are. Your literal deeds should show you, like your actions over time. I'm not saying anyone can't have redemption and can change. I'm just saying that in order to change, you need to see who you are. And to see who you are is to see you may be the problem. Or something in you needs to be fixed. Needs to have improvement. There needs to be growth there. That I lack in this area. I'm not strong in this area. That I keep repeating this. That I'm kind of lazy in this area. You gotta know your version. You gotta know what version you're in. Like, oh, this is not my highest self. Ugh, you know. Thank God everything's temporary. So God comes into this world. And he's among the people. You see that? No matter what color he is, my goodness. Someone's in the back like, what color is he? Does it matter? Just pathetic. Like, worry about the strangest things. Like, doesn't matter. You know, when you hear someone that asks us questions like that, we already know what that means. We already know what type of person that is. You know, what type of spirit, the way their mind works. They're so worried about what's on the surface. Because you couldn't find him on the surface. You couldn't find him in a certain color of skin. You couldn't find him. Like, he can be all those things. It doesn't matter. That's saying like one color of people is better than the other. That's what you're saying. Like, oh, if he chose to be this color, then all, you know, that's how it causes diversity. Because it's like they're waiting for someone to say, oh, he's green. Once someone says that, then most people, because we know how people's minds are, they're going to be like, oh, the green guys, they should be exalted. They're the better race. They're the better color. And it's just like, God doesn't want you to focus on that. So asking that question is just so typical of a person. So again, that's why I don't need interruptions. Listen. My Father's come into this world. A God has come into this world, and he is among the people. And you find that he's starting to walk in the not so great places. And someone in the crowd says, why are you walking, sir, why are you walking that direction? You know that direction is cursed. He says, I know. Yeah, but wouldn't you want to be over here? He said, over where? Where it's not cursed. He looked at the guy and said, you're all cursed. You just can't see. But in that man's heart, he knew exactly what he meant. Because you see, wherever that man lives or resides, the man that thinks wherever he is not cursed, he suffers just inside. You can't see it though. But he knows he suffers. He just won't allow anyone to see it. Because it's about persona. It's about reflecting. So God keeps going into that cursed, quote unquote, cursed direction. And it does get darker. But it only gets darker not because of the people in that direction. No. It gets darker because of the people that has chosen not to embrace that place or those people. Right? This direction becomes more quieter, more deeper, and dark. But he keeps going. You know, it's cold. It's airy. Because there's nothing there. There's no possessions. There's no rewards. It's vacant. And someone ran up to God and to this man. They may not know that this is God, right? But they ran up to him and they said, Sir, please don't go any further. He said, why? It's cursed. No one's down there. It's just darkness. Nothing. You can't get nothing from there. But he keeps going. He keeps going in that direction. And the more he goes in, the darker it gets. Like there's no more, you can't even see the sun from the sky. That's how deep in this pit he's going. Like a crevice. And he's still going. And outside of this place, of this direction, everyone is saying this man is crazy. He must be one of them. He has no fear. Another man tries to catch up to him. He says, Sir. He says, what do you want now? He says, what do you want now? I love it here. So what? You want to tell me to leave too? You want to tell me to go back? He said, I'm going home. This is the direction of my home. This is what I like. This is what I love. The other man quietly just walks away. So he keeps going. God keeps going. This man that come into this world that they don't recognize. Another man runs in, but he doesn't go all the way in, but his echo, God can hear him. And he yells to God and he says, please, sir, come back. God says, loud enough for the man to hear him, you're open to come. You're open to come see. But the man doesn't say anything. So he keeps going. And he goes almost endlessly. And then there appears something in the darkness, already dark. Again, in a dark world. In a dark world, now in a dark pit, there appears you. You. A black sheep. And he says to you, I've come back for you. He says to you, this is the way. This has always been the way. You have always been safe in this place. This place that is cursed. This place that is dark and deep. A place that no one follows. A place where he only found you to be. And he says, let's go home. So, believe. Believe that a hero can be among you. Believe that all the things you hear, heard, is true. Things might not be what you think or what they appear to be. Yes, don't be deceived. You find that people that you believe in or you think or expect, because they're in certain places on brighter sides of the railroad, that they'd help, that they'd save, that they'd be roaring from this mountain, pleading to the Father to come and make everything okay. But no. But no. They're choosing to flaunt drugs, sex. They're choosing to show you what not having morals is. What not caring for your body. If they not already announce it, that they're the whore of Babylon, that they're Jezebel, if they not already made songs about it, that's what they plaster to you. The ones that you idol, pay for, work so hard to go to their concerts and sing their songs and make them comfortable and keep them rich. And now your children, babies sing it and dance to it. How disgraceful. And to see that God comes into this world, is among you, and sees that, to see why you don't recognize him. Because you're so busy being Sodom and Gomorrah. You're so busy. That's why Jesus said, forgive them, Father, for they don't know. They can't see. But you know, as I said, and I've say, and I will say again, I'm not Jesus. I'm his sister. And the truth is that you've had time. And you do see. And you do know. You just don't choose to. You just don't care. And you sometimes forget. That's the truth. That's the truth because you've been given time. It's in your face. They put it in your face now. They don't hide it. You turn on the radio, every station is profanity. You could choose to ignore it. You could choose to accept it. You could choose to change it, say something about it. People claim to have so many connections, know so many people. You guys have so many friends and go to so many of these functions and parties and meetups. Okay, what are you guys talking about? You guys just in there kissing feet and bowing down, kissing butt? Because if you had a chance to meet these individuals that are platformers, parading this abomination of music, using their raw talent for this, you'd be disappointed. Showing their bodies to everyone. Everyone. I'm not saying someone that you're talking to. I'm saying on TV where everyone can see it. Naked. You'd be disappointed. And then you go to these people's shows and you meet them and you get to talk to them, take pictures with them. That's it. No conviction, nothing. But these same people will go to church on Sunday and mock my father and look at this mockery on a cross. They got this cross in these churches with this figure, mockery. You go to church on a Sunday. So when he comes into this world, he don't recognize you and you don't recognize him. Because when he's among you and he sees that out of all of the days of the year, you choose not him. And within all of those days, maybe one of them, you choose to speak of him, praise him. He said, worker of iniquity, I never knew you. Just stop it. You know? Just stop it. You know? I don't know what people think. To think that God is just like gonna just be, you know, we have emotions, right? Like we get angry, we get frustrated. We don't always have to say things just subtle and just sweet. No, that's baby talk. You're not a baby. So I'm just saying, like the wrath, there we go. The wrath of God, you don't want to test him. Boy, oh boy. And you have fear of man. You're scared of these men out here. You're scared of getting men angry. Please. And they can get angry. Just like some women could get angry. They could get angry. But this is a whole nother wrath. This is God's wrath. Right? The message is the same. Don't ever test anyone, right? Don't ever provoke anyone. Don't ever poke anyone. Because they have a wrath. But this is God's wrath. So if you're thinking that God is just a calm God, what? Are you a calm person? Well, no, because I'm human. What? So God has to be calm because he's a God. Here we go again. You're not using your logic. And then you're talking like you actually have a relationship with him. You don't know anything, sir. Well, God is not supposed to be angry. What? Where do you think anger comes from? You only know anger because he's given you it. He's made it into existence. All these things that exist has existed before you have. You're just coming to realize it. Like, oh my God, I can be angry, I can be happy, I can be silly, I can be so many things. So that's why I hate when people think that you're supposed to be one thing. No, if you get me upset, that's another side of me. So you want to stay on this side, but just best believe I can get to that other side. Why? Because it's in me. Just like it's in you. We've been made equal. And who made us? God. Then, if you want to take it to the Bible readers, you should know better than me what the verses speak about it. He's a jealous God. You don't want to see the wrath of him. He said, vengeance is mine. Right? He said, y'all don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't do nothing. I will. I got you. Yeah, you don't want to see that. You know, you hear about rocks falling from the sky, brimstone. Whoa. You know, he can show his anger in so many ways that you can't even comprehend, let alone him just scorn you. You don't want any of those things. Like, I know that about him, and I don't even think of him like that. Like, that never even crossed my mind. Meaning, like, that side of him. Obviously, I know it's there, just like I can be that, he can be that, they can be that, she can be that. When I think of my father, that side never has ever, like, really crossed my mind, you know, because our relationship is not, I'm not mocking him, I'm not making him jealous, I'm not trying to provoke him. I don't test my father to be like, oh, I know he's gonna be upset with me. Like that toxicness, like, you're tripping to think you're gonna be so-called toxic to God and think that he's gonna think it's cute, or think he's just gonna play the tit for tat. Like, see, that's something I don't even think about, but just to know people do that. You must not know who he is then. Like, you're dealing with a God. You're not dealing with me or you're not just dealing with a human. Right? Because we can test people down here. We can do all those things. Some people even like to do it, right? Some people like to get a rise out of you. Some people even confess, like, oh, I want to be treated this way. What? There's a difference between having a spicy relationship and just a plain old abusive one. But again, see, to go down to that level is crazy to me. But like I was saying, for me to have to say certain things like this is, again, going down to that level, because he does have a wrath. He will avenge me, right? He will avenge us in his way. And I'm just forewarning you, right? Just like he probably forewarned you, I'm sure he does, in the verses, the way that he tells you. But again, I'm just personally saying with my relationship with him that since now I'm speaking about his wrath and his vengeance, that's not even something that's like that's not even something that crosses my mind, because that's not our relationship, right? Like, I don't have a toxic relationship with him. I don't have like, I don't talk to him that way. Like, if I'm mad or angry, I'm not like cursing him. Yes, I'll say things like, Father, I'm angry, I'm mad, like, I'm frustrated. But there's certain things that I know I don't have to say because he knows already. Right? Like, even if I'm frustrated and I say, I'm frustrated at you, Father, Do I really mean it? No. So there's not really much that I say. Like, it's just like in a moment of how heavy things are, I still know that I've chosen in some way all of this. And, so there's a lot of understanding that I clearly allows me to not have that relationship toward him, feel those feelings toward him, because it really does come down to you. I know what he has done for me, and what I also chosen for me to feel the way I do, or prevent me from feeling the way that I could feel. So again, it really does all come down to you. So yeah, that's between you and God, right? But I'm just saying, for me, I don't have that relationship. And I'm just thankful, because I really don't truly feel anger toward him. I don't feel like I want to mock him. I don't feel like I want to curse him ever. But that's because I know what he's done for me. And he's not forsaken me, you know? I have to also put that out there. But am I frustrated? Yeah. Am I waiting for him to come? Yeah. So that frustration. But there's a lot more of gratitude and praise. That overrides the frustration. There's a lot more to be grateful for. So that takes up more of my time. So yes, I don't, even though I know that about him, just like he knows that about me, he knows I can be fiery. He knows. It's not something that I view him as, because I'm sure he wouldn't want to be that way. But you're asking for it. Right? You're poking someone. Not a beer, you're poking God. Right? You're poking at his daughter. You've done this to his son. And you thought he wasn't gonna be avenging his son in some way? He has shown it time and time again, through a flood, in so many other ways. He's either blessed your land, cursed your land. It's written in the Bible, the curses. The curse that has been now down the lineage of Adam and Eve. Look at your life. Look around. Is this heaven? Is this life? Have you become low? Least? Even if you make a lot of money, even if I don't care about money, we're all in darkness. Right? Like, money wasn't going to save you. Money wasn't going to make you better than me. Never. And it never was going to ever change that sight in God's eyes. God is not impressed by that. But you see, I see now that because God's face is not here, right? You can't see the face of him. You can get away with it here. You can get away with money making you look better than me. You get away with outstretching your neck, boasting about it. And you think it's cute. And you got all these men, all these women out here, children looking up to you like, oh, she got it going on. Oh my gosh, she's such an independent woman. You think God cares? You think God cares? Like, do you think God is impressed? He says, do you have a meek heart? How your heart looking? Yeah, you black independent woman that got it going on. How's your heart though? Yeah, you not her. You not my daughter. That's what I mean. That's why you don't be phased by these things, man. You don't idolize these things. You don't idolize these people. That's why I always speak about individuality. Because the first thing you see even when I go on YouTube and the recommendations, I even have the algorithm off on my YouTube, but there's still recommendations on my projector. And once you click a video, other videos similar to it. But regardless, we understand that no matter whether it's something you're watching, you can be working with these people, you could, it's all around you, this similarity of the spirit. There's not much individuality, but it's this spirit of boastfulness, and it's a boastfulness on the surface. It's not a spiritual pride. It's not a spiritual proudness. It's not like spiritual maturity. It's none of those things. It's what money has brought you. It's what money has gotten you. It's how far money has brung you. That is the boast. Like, yeah, girl, I got my car, I got my house, I got this, and I got my man, and he's gonna marry, he gonna marry you for you or for what you have. Because let's say he does because he loves you. Good, that's what we want. But if I take away those things, and I hear my father when I say that, if I take away those things, your car, your independency, like when it comes to your own car and, I don't know, the house you're living in and the money you have, would that humble you? Like, would that keep you a bit quiet, because you have a big mouth? It's okay to have a big mouth when it comes to the spirit of you, but your big mouth is talking too much about the superficial things, and that's not something that I want the children, right? That's not something God wants the children to focus on. No. You want to ingrain in them who they are first, what's inside. You want to humble them first. You want to teach them grounding, and then all those other things can come about, right? But at least they have that foundation that when they go out into the world and something glitters in gold, they won't be, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's going to be like, oh, that's pretty. But do I need it? They're not going to be so swayed. That's all. So, again, woman or man, I understand. Listen, do you. But I'm just telling the truth. That if he takes away those things, will that person still like you? Will that man still choose you? Will he still have wanted to marry you so soon? Why is he wanting to marry you so soon? Well, because I have my own car and my own house. Oh, so it's because of those things. But if I didn't have a car or a house, he wouldn't marry me. Oh, but I thought he was marrying me for me. No, I'm just saying that it can go both ways. But I'm just saying that there is a thing where people will marry you because of your circumstances, when really it shouldn't matter about your circumstances. Now, yes, there is importance when it comes to circumstances. Yes, indeed. Just like if I was with someone, preferably I'd want to build with each other, right? Working towards things together, meaning it doesn't really, he's not swayed by the things that I don't have or the things that I do have. He's not worried about that. He's worried about what the future is going to be, right? Like what we're going to make it. He's for certain that it's going to become something. And wherever place we are at this time, whether it be the lowest place, whether I have no place, whether I have no degree, whether I have no classification to validate me on the surface, he sees me. I'm just saying that there's a such thing as that. Like there's people that are just swayed depending on your circumstances, or depending on who you are, or depending on both of those things. Not saying one is right or wrong or this or that. I'm just speaking the truth. That what if I just take away those things? Because you see, when I speak these things, it just makes a person think, right? It kind of humbles them. It kind of slows it down. Like, slow down. You know, I understand the excitement. I understand the happiness that comes from it. But we want to make sure the person intentions are pure. We want to make sure that you're pure and your intentions are pure. Both of you guys. Because this whatever this that you're trying to create should not just be created off of superficial things. There needs to be grounding. There needs to be something solid. But because you're getting all this money coming, right? You're this independent black woman. You know? And now you're ready for the next step. Within what, 8 months, you were able to get a house, get a car, get married. We'll meet someone and then get married. We'll get engaged. What does that look like to you? It looks like circumstances created that lifestyle for you. Sounds right? Yeah? Yeah. Not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying that's what created the foundation, right? It wasn't totally faith-based. It wasn't totally spirituality. And I'm just saying it might be shaky. That's all that I'm saying. Because it's moving really fast. Fast money brings fast results. And I just personally would prefer it that way. Right? Because even if I'm making this money and I'm that person and I'm meeting someone and now they want to get engaged, it's like, hold on, wait a minute. Why? That's why sometimes you don't want to tell certain people certain things, especially about like the money you make. If you're a person that makes a lot of money or something like that, because you don't know if the person's only doing it because of your circumstances. That's why it's better to be low, right? Keep your head out of the way. Mind your business. Like, not be so loud. Be humble. Because then you'll track that, at least, you know? It'll be much more easier for you to kind of know if this person is with you because of who you are, or because of the things that you can give them. Because when you're in a place like where I'm at, I can't give you anything. All I have is me. But I also don't want anything from you. So that means I only really want you. If I'm with you, then I only really am with you because I like you. But that's because I also have a father that has given me everything that I need. Right? And you hear about how people have daddy issues and this and that, family issues. That's true. And that's how you see how powerful it is. It's valid. You need your parents. And so when you don't have them, you need God. You always need God. But that's why he says you're going to put me first. Because where are your parents? Where is my dad? Where is my mom? Doing them. Mind their own business. Exactly. But where does that leave you? Alone. And God said, I'm here, baby. You got me. So you end up putting him first. And he ends up teaching you and raising you. He says, I'm your father. I'll never leave you. And that's what has been done. So when you're in this place, You remain humble. And you only want to attract humble, a person that has those same qualities. Not superficial, not flashy. You know, you think this be all secrets. People don't want to tell people their secrets or things of them. I mean, hey, it is what it is. If I'm helping someone. But yeah, it is true. This is my dreams. This is my how I think and what, you know, I look for. But, you know, it's the end. It's the end to a new beginning. So I'm not worried about anything. I'm just allowing whoever listens to hear. And they could take whatever they want to take from it. But I've already reached the mountain, you know? My Father's coming. He's coming. So there's no worries. The truth is free. No one can use me. No one can use what I'm saying against me and think they can, I don't know, try to be what they know I like. No. I have discernment. I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking in this world. I don't want anybody or anything from this world. So it's okay. I'm only sharing this because it's the truth. And I just happen to be this way. So if it helps, then it helps. And there should be more of this. It shouldn't be labeled as secrets or someone saying you shouldn't share all of yourself or share what your brilliance is, what makes you brilliant, or your desires or your dreams. I mean, how is people gonna see, you know, not just me, but like how is people gonna see the right path, the straight path, or the better path if it aligns with them? Again, if you don't feel like it's the path for you or it's the right path, then do you. And you can teach on your path and whatever you feel. But that's the thing. It shouldn't stop me from sharing the path I'm on and why I get the results I get and why I am the way I am and why I have the relationship I have and why I have this wisdom that I have. And why this way is vacant. There's no reason why this way should be desolate, right? There's no reason why this narrow path should only hold a few. You see, I'm not greedy. I'm not stingy. I don't want the crown. You can have it. You can have my seat, you know, because I have my Father's heart. That's all I want. That's all I need. You can enter the kingdom with me. That's how I see it. When you share things. But when you find that people hold things in or say, don't share it, don't tell that person, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing in my mind. Like you're saying, don't invite them to the banquet. Don't allow them to come into the kingdom. Don't allow them to follow us through this narrow path. But this narrow path leads to God. And there's so many of them. So many of those sort of spirits that only look out for themselves. I understand why you do it, but I mean, that's not the spirit I am. You know, that's cold-hearted. You know, there's no trustworthiness in that person. I wouldn't trust a person like that. Because if I'm asking for advice, should I trust that you're giving me the right advice? Should I trust that you're giving me the right directions? And that's why you don't look to the left. You follow your spirit guide. I tell you, man. I tell you. You see, not many. You see, many is broad, but There's not many in that narrow path for a reason. See, there's not many of us. There's not many of me. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Why? I wouldn't want it to be that way. But they show you every day why. Because they choose to be. They choose to be stingy. They choose to be cold hearted. They choose to lie. They choose to hide the truth. And they're not even the truth. They don't even walk in the truth. But they can hear the truth and still lie about it. Still not want to tell nobody about it. When they not getting through the kingdom, they themselves not getting through the kingdom. So it's just like Father says, deceivers will be deceiving and deceiving themselves. They're gonna keep deceiving and being deceived. Like it just so I know that I'm a light. I'm truly a light. And that everything that I think or I feel should be shined a light upon, you know? When there's light shined upon a lot of things. I don't have to say if it's the right appropriate things when you're in this world and you have eyes to see. I'm just saying that I am a light, and when the light is being shined on me, it's going to shine. But it's your decision. As I always say, if the shoe fits, wear it. And I'll leave it there. Oh, hello. I'm not reading from anything. I was just speaking. Till next time.